I rise today to honor the dedicated men and women of the United States Coast Guard Sector Long Island, located in NY3, that stretches from Eaton's Neck and just beyond Kings Point. It is one of the oldest Coast Guard stations in New York and the fourth oldest in the United States. They carry out humanitarian services such as rescue. They carry out humanitarian searches such as search and rescue. They are maritime security, which is their top priority, along with port security. They are the law enforcement service branch of the United States Armed Forces and the United States Coast Guard. It is the largest and most powerful Coast Guard in the world that rivals most navies. During 9/11, these unsung heroes evacuated some 565,000 people from Manhattan who chose the water route to escape NYC. In addition, their search and rescue ops increased by 35% since the pandemic, with a 22% increase in fatalities. While keeping vigilant of our coasts, they also take the fight to gun, drug, and human smugglers out on the high seas. All their missions, related activities, is being carried out despite a $4 billion backlog in infrastructure, including the old station building at Eaton's Neck, structural issues with the U.S. Coast Guard station in Saugerties, as well as flooding, mold, lead, and asbestos issues at each of the U.S. Coast Guard stations on the South Shore. Because of these conditions, the Coast Guard staff must clean up the basements late at night instead of getting proper sleep after handling search and rescue operations all day. As you can see, these are the conditions behind me of what the men and women who service our country honorably have to endure. While all of this is being carried out with about 100 reservists and 40,000 members, some of whom have difficulty receiving mental health services, being stationed at some of these facilities can become a long and lonely mission due to long winters and very little social life. Sadly, they are also pay and housing issues. Some U.S. Coast Guard staff are utilizing food pantries and have difficulties finding affordable housing within enough driving distance of their station. This results in a morale and recruiting issue. Lastly, there are some 3,000 offshore wind turbines that are coming and posing a major concern for the Coast Guard when it comes to performing search and rescue. Their helicopters would have to carefully navigate a waterway during a rescue operation without getting caught up in the wind turbines, in addition to Coast Guard vessels having difficulties with their radar capabilities navigating in and around these windmills. I would also like to add that the construction of these turbines can take up to 15 to 20 years to build, resulting in an expected 1,800 transits up in the Hudson River from the Port of New York and out to sea. This places a huge responsibility on the shoulders of the Coast Guard to ensure the safety of all those types of boaters and vessels. I highlight these concerns because they operate under a limited budget. They deserve proper pay, rest, housing, medical, as well as mental health. And above all, our sincere gratitude. These dedicated men and women are truly the unsung heroes of our military force, who protect our coasts, protect our economic and security interests abroad, saving thousands of lives a year at sea, and providing emergency response to both man-made and natural disasters. The Coast Guard ethos are: in service to our nation, with honor, respect, devotion to duty, we protect, we defend, we save. We are Semper Partus. We are the United States Coast Guard. I thank the U.S. Coast Guard for their dedication to protecting our coastal borders and keeping those at sea safe from harm.